We're spending an increasing proportion of our lives online, much of it wasted away on social media. Channels that are keeping up with the news, feeding our interests, following friends, and our pet hates. But it's also a goldmine when it comes to online dating.
Ooh.
Think about it. With just a few keystrokes, your profile can be bubbling with self-proclaimed charisma.
Ooh.
You're all set for up-close and personal contact with every post.
Ooh la la.
All that separates you from the folk out there is a screen.
Oh yeah.
And hopefully, your reluctance to be labelled a stalker.
Ooh.
Finding your soulmate through social media is cheaper than using dating websites and less soul-destroying than hooking up on dating apps. And almost everyone has a social account. But which social media platform is best for you if you're searching for love online?
Ooh.
Snapchat is the teens app of choice and perfect for anyone scared of commitment. Snapchat gives you your own channel to make a show of yourself, and the best bit is your posts are almost immediately erased. According to a GQ magazine article, Snapchat seems to be the go-to app for guys wishing to share a dick pic. But remember, dick pics are considered a no-no in the digital world and likely to scare off the most respectable ladies. Nobody thinks they're cool except the guy posting. Next up is Instagram. This channel was invented so we could all fall in love with one another. How could we not be seduced by sunsets, photos of food, women lying around in bikinis and feeding each other strawberries?
Oh yeah.
And finding folk through hashtags, what could go wrong? If you fancy someone, you need to deep dive. Delve deep, baby! Scroll back into the archives and like. By doing this, many will think you're a bit creepy, but nobody dislikes a bit of harmless extra attention. Then there's Twitter. It's not just a platform for moaning about the weather or Donald Trump's latest ramblings. Twitter is glorious ground for two-way flirtatious banter. A good way to start is to post a photo of you taken 10 years ago from that perfect angle and in beauty mode, making you the most adorable, and then see how the replies go. Replies featuring an emoji or cheeky are the ones to look for. As long as you stay away from creepy tweets, Twitter is tremendous for building rapport with someone that can lead to a first date. Try retweeting their excellent opinions, whether you agree with them or not. Like their tweets so they know that you're thinking about them, and get the temperature rising with increasingly risque chit-chat. However, a word of warning, it's very easy to appear as a loony, crazy person. Tweet with caution. Facebook!
Ta-da!
Yes, your granny's on Facebook, but so are a lot of hot people too. Whereas Twitter is about bringing strangers together, Facebook feeds on familiarity. It's useful for hooking back up with your college crush.
Ooh.
Or working out which friends are now single and perhaps looking for a rebound date.
Ooh.
Your first step to Facebook romance is to get busy with the like button. And on photos of your online crush that are half decent, throw caution to the wind and use the like button. And love. Enter into some banter with flattery. It's easy to look sexy, clever or funny on Facebook, but most people aren't. The downside of all this Facebook courting is that your aging relatives leaving mortified comments under your own updates for your romantic interest to see.
Oh my god.
Then there's Tumblr. It's best not to be too flirtatious on Tumblr, as users are either way too young for you, or they take things very seriously, having had a humour bypass. Curious Cat. What better way to get people interested in you than to reply to questions that they never knew they needed to ask? Curious Cat is simple. You send out a link to everyone that takes them to a page, and then anyone can ask you anything, anonymously if they wish. You answer the ones you like the sound of, and pretty soon they'll be eating out of your hand, rather like a cat would. Downside, nobody asks you any questions because nobody cares, so you have to make the questions up, or you ask your crush a question, misjudge your tone, and you're ghosted. I'll come on to ghosting in a moment. Now, the mother of all video channels, YouTube.
Ta-da!
On a good night, the YouTube comments under an Ariana Grande video can be like the hottest sauna in 70s San Francisco. The key to getting some attention on YouTube is liking horrendous acoustic covers of techno songs or 15-minute videos of how to bake dish of the day. One moment you're liking that come to Thailand comment that somebody always leaves at the top of every thread. The next you're battling away admirers with a virtual crowbar. However, do remember that the most enthusiastic fans tend to be either way too young for you or professional catfish raising money for a Kickstarter project.
Ooh.
Try land a pro on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is great for finding out whether the other person that in your conference call was hot or not.
Ooh.
If you're into stealth flirting under the guise of networking, then LinkedIn is for you. But be under no illusion, LinkedIn is for boring people. You'll only meet terminal bores. Also, I'm on there. Also, be warned, messaging someone on LinkedIn and telling them they're hot is basically harassment and you'll get blocked. Internet dating does not just have pitfalls, it has some predators online as well. Be careful who you decide to meet. Don't do all the work by trying to get to know someone either. Let the other person show an interest as well. Talk for a long time before you decide to meet up. And beware, all is not what it seems.
Ooh.
People often post outdated or inaccurate photos to represent themselves on their profile. Of course, everyone wants to put their best photo of themselves out there, but if he is bald, short and heavyset, and she rolls up expecting flowing locks of hair, a towering hunk with six-pack abs, the first date is doomed to disaster. Also, make sure your expectations are clear. Using an app like OkCupid has a load of questions that you can answer to build your profile. And the more you answer accurately, they can pair you with compatible dates.
Ooh.
But if you've downed a few glasses of wine,
Ooh.
get a little saucy
Ooh.
and start answering the questions in a sarcastic or irreverent manner, and get particularly flippant about sexual related questions, picking whatever the most profane and stupid answer is just because you think it's funny to be shocking, well, be warned,
Ooh.
that is a bad idea.
Ooh.
This means that you'll end up getting matched with somebody who thinks you are a sexual deviant,
Oh yeah.
and they'll have certain expectations on where your date with them is headed.
Oh yeah.
Also, what you experience in the two-dimensional online world is not often representative of reality.
Ooh.
Some people are super witty with their profile and really awkward in person,
Ooh.
having little social skills and unable to strike up a conversation.
Ooh.
Then there's folks with too many options. With a dating pool so large and diverse and available on any mobile device, many are constantly on the lookout for the next best thing.
Oh yeah.
A lot of online daters admit this right up front.
Ooh.
She starts off with, I'm not interested in a serious relationship with an older man, but maybe we can go out, do some shopping and have an expensive dinner. Yes, thanks. No, thanks. I'll keep my credit cards in my wallet. Lastly, there's ghosting, which is very common in the online dating world. You match with someone, you start messaging them, everything seems to be going fine, and then poof, they disappear and no longer reply to your messages. This can even happen after you've been on the first date. This could be a side effect from too many options being out there. Serial online daters don't become as invested in a person because there are new ones to choose from all the time.
Ooh.
So if you think you're going to give social channels a chance to find romance, proceed with caution. I'd like to credit GQ magazine, who covered this topic in an article and inspired this video. Good luck with your online dating and your search for romance.
Ooh la la.